What up, y'all? Today, I wanted to tell you something. You're very powerful people, very powerful individuals, and I don't think that a lot of times you realize that. I don't think that we realize that a lot of times, and I just wanted to just acknowledge the fact that's who you are, man. And it's because we walk in humility a lot of times. And, I think that sometimes in a bad way, we can, sometimes we can let that get the better of us, and humility is great, and it's a good thing. But sometimes, you can undersize yourself, as far as you can be to a humility level, or maybe because you did grow up with this inferiority complex or whatever. And so it's just good to beware. And I like to go over these things, and it's not because I want to pity you or pity me, right? But the fact of the matter is between you and I, we did go through these things, and we did have to deal with inferiority complexes and things, and sometimes we can still kind of let it get the better of us, as far as being extremely humble, when in fact we need to be more on point about respecting and loving ourselves to another level. You can still have the humility, but you got to be assertive, and sometimes you got to be assertive with yourself. You got to tell your maybe you have sometimes an inner voice that's like, oh, you're not good enough, or well, maybe they can do that, but you can't, you're not good enough, or you're not as good as they are, or something like that, because maybe you've been preached that a lot when you were growing up. But let me tell you something. If you were not worthy, right, then you wouldn't have all these people attacking you, these individuals coming to attack you. Okay, and this is the thing. You are way more powerful than a narcissist. But all you have to do with your power is walk. Just walk away, man, and don't look back. Really. And like they say, they need us. We don't need them. You need them like you need a hole in the head, And I kind of wanted to put a little twist on things today, because I want, sometimes, I'm preaching to the choir too, man. This is healing for me as well. But I try to come at you with things that, affect my life, because I'm an empath, and I've been through all of this stuff. I'm 48 years old, so there's been 45 of these years were, pretty much dealing with this crap, before I woke to it. And it is what it is. I don't have regrets, because as long as I learn something through it and I'm not completely devastated by it, then I'm going to be built into a stronger individual. And I know that it made me a stronger individual. If I would have had a bunch of jelly donuts fed to me every day, and cheesecake and potato chips, man, then I wouldn't be a very strong individual. But because these things, we've had trials, man, let's face it, right? But those trials, just because that's all we knew, it bettered us, man. So and it bettered us because we have strength, man, that a lot of people just don't have the ability to deal with. They just can't fathom dealing with it. The thing is, though, is once we've learned about these constructs, we've also learned, or we've gone down the road of understanding where we came from, what we came out of, what we dealt with, and what was what we called regular life. Granted, it was a lot of BS, and usually empaths, chosen ones, scapegoats, whatever you want to call us, we always thought it was whatever our siblings or parental figures did narcissistically all around us every day and to us. We always thought they were kind of stupid. Why would you do that? Why do you want to make life so difficult? You know, that's what I always used to say as a child. But if I could do anything to empower you today, is to know early on in 2024, please respect yourself by giving yourself the ability to push into new areas of your life, into things that you didn't think that you could do. You know, accept the fact that you can do them, and you will do them. You will conquer those giants in your life that have been there before, but now I'm telling you, man, when you understand narcissism after been dealing with it unbeknownst to you for your whole life, it will change the whole trajectory of your life. And that's why, it gives you the ability to, once you get over the hurt and the pain of this last one, you will know several things. You'll know who you are, what your worth is, which is much higher than you ever thought it would be, because, and you'll have more assertiveness, and you will have just a deeper planted foundation about who you are and what you represent and what you're worth and what you're fighting for in this world today. You have to respect the fact that, you're an honest individual, and you try to help others, man. You do whether you're a biblical person or not, you still abide under the biblical nature. If you're in an empath and humanity, then you're a really awesome individual, and you have done so many good things that you never got credit for. And sometimes I think early on in life, you kind of wondered a lot of these things, but after a while you get kind of hardened to the fact that this is just the way it is, man. And either people just don't see it, but they see it in other people or whatever, or you're the people that are supposedly the ones that loved you, right? Why don't they see this, And sometimes you'd see, even like your friends' family say good things about you, but your family would never. And it's like, man, I wish I would have grew up with them, But, everything was for a reason. We are predestined and determined before we ever set foot on this earth who we're going to be and what we're going to do according to God's nature. He knows. And that's why, the narcissists, man, they're evil individuals. And, a lot of times I used to look at wanting to help them, and, I've been on a constant effort to find out who the hell's in there, what the hell's going on, right? But at some point, you just got to lay it down, man, and just, keep it moving, because the things that we don't want to do is, we lost a lot of time in life effing with the narcissist, right? Until we woke up, because we dealt with this all through our childhood, and most of us are, in our upper 30s or, mid 40s or something, before we find out about this stuff, right? So it's been like a burden our whole life, right? And then we got to go get out of this one and grow our life again. So, but we don't have time to be like spending time like what the narcissist is, too much of what the narcissist is thinking and doing and stuff, right? At some point we got to continue on. We want to know all the threats that we need to know, though. If it's something you got a lot of time and you can, look into it and understand it better, that's good. But don't ever. The one thing that I've learned about narcissism is at some point you're going to get, you may feel like early on that you feel like you could help the narcissist, but I'm here to tell you, man, and I've never felt like there's no hope for somebody, but when it comes to that cluster B and narcissist community, there's not anything you can do for them, I don't believe. And if they want to get help, it's on them, man. They have to want to get help, and when they do, you're still obsolete from their life, because you cannot help them and you cannot waste any more time on them. And I think a lot of times in our heads we think, well, first early on you're like, well, hey, look, oh, now I got a title, I know what it is, so now I can run to the narcissist and tell them what they are, and now I can get them in therapy and, you know, and help them, right? But then you learn, if you've been to therapy or with them, then you'll learn what that's like. But if you haven't, then you'll also learn that there's no helping these guys, man. Okay? But then the next thing is you want to know, like, what they're thinking, you know, or how many supplies do they have, you know? And it's like, why do you want to know all that? Because, you know, sometimes in the back of your head, you're like, well, I want to know when they're gonna come re-hoover me again, you know? And that's not a healthy choice, and that's not a healthy thing to be thinking. So just know that those are weak individuals, and a lot of times whatever the heck is in there controlling them, it's like there's something animalistic in there that's telling them what to do and how to act, and it's not I call it animalistic because it's not humanity. It's everything but humanity that's controlling them. Yeah, they're in there a little bit maybe, but you know, but the whole time it's for a malignancy to be sadistic and to take your ass to hell, man, or to take you down to the ground, and to put your light out, and to put your oxygen out, and to put your vision down. And listen, you can go around and think that these people aren't dealing with evil spirits, or I think they're weak spiritually people, man, and they've been hijacked whenever at an early age or whatever, because, you know, they're not strong spiritually. That's my personal opinion. But I do have compassion for them. I mean, if there was an ability to help them, maybe, but these guys are so evil, have gotten so evil, and there is no, there's a couple of self-aware narcissists, but I don't believe it. I believe the self-aware narcissists that will talk, that still are straight up narcissism, will tell you that, but and will gloat about it. But for the ones that say that they've changed or whatever, no freaking way, man. They don't ever talk about anything spiritual that has reversed or been addressed in their life. No freaking way. Those are liars, man. If they're out there running channels, they're either still narcissists, full on, and they're playing, you know, to get a platform, or they were never narcissists at all. But who knows? All I know is that I have looked this up online fervently, man, and I haven't found anybody that's really had a good story about reversal of narcissism. So my point, though, is they have to lie, they have to cheat, they have to steal, they have to fake, they have to be phonies to get what they you know, get accomplished. And then they need all of this help spiritually from negative energy that they have aligned themselves with, and that is all weakness. It's all weakness. It's all bull. To live right and to live to help others, you know, in the right fashion, that's strength. To be real, to be as real as you possibly can be, your most authentic person, your most authentic self on a daily basis. That's what's hard, okay? You know, that's what's right. And, you know, you can call it whatever you want, but there is a right and there is a wrong, and it's obvious when you've dealt with this stuff that we are doing the right thing and they are doing the wrong thing. And, you know, the only thing, or the things that we did wrong, we might have fell for lust, and you got to address the issues that are your own. Like, you know, in the case of me, you know, I had I let lust get ahead of me before in some of these instances that led me down these tracks, or and in the case of some of you and me as well, like, being helpful to an individual where it's not needed, it's not fair to you. And you cannot live around people that devastate and destroy everything with no accountability and with no love in their heart, no empathy. They're freaking malicious. So just know that your power is so strong that all you have to do is turn, walk away. You're the one that has a good job. Typically, you're the one that is doing everything you can and were to help these individuals out. And if you would have put all that energy into yourself, that you would be head and shoulders taller and further away from the narcissist by now. But because that you had taken that extra effort, unbeknownst to you, to maybe toxically love a toxically hateful individual that refused to show you any goodness, it brought you down and took years off of your life financially, and in other areas. So don't do it again. Don't play with fire, because if you play with fire, you'll get burned, right? If you play with snakes, you will get bit. I mean, so just, that's all. But you're very powerful, and they know it, and that's why the enemy is sending them out to you. I think what it is you're covertly very powerful. You really, truly don't understand the power that is inside you. But it's obvious the enemy sees it. He sees it because he's sending them out to come get you. Because if you were already in his kingdom, he wouldn't have bothered with you. And if you weren't doing right in a lot of parts of your life, he wouldn't have cared. But it's obvious that you're shaking up his kingdom. And when you wake up to this, you're really going to shake his kingdom when you heal. So the best thing I could tell you is heal. Please heal. Because we need empaths out there that are healed. Because if we shine our light brighter than that darkness that's out there, we will start to take ground back. Because light and darkness cannot be in the same place, and they've been beating us down unbeknownst to us for years, unbeknownst to all of us. But now we have the information age, and we have the ability to understand these things because of great soldiers that went ahead of us, like Quinn Holiday and people like that, So take the meat and throw the bones. Love y'all. Peace out.